guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing great. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can be there and support any of your loved ones or friends who may be struggling mentally, whether it be anxiety or depression or whatever it is. I have some suggestions on how you can be there for them. Just a quick disclaimer, I can say anything, literally, like I can give any suggestion, but just keep in mind that everybody is different and we all require different methods, and we all require a different kind of attention. So just keep that in mind when thinking about your loved one. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Turn on your post notifications, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so first and foremost, this is not important. This is so shallow and vain compared to what this video is about. But my nail just it just came off while I was taking pictures and stuff, so disregard. So the first suggestion that I have is to simply be there for whoever it is that's struggling. What I found to have happened with myself and with others, like my loved ones and people who I have seen struggle mentally, you kind of, depending on what it is, you kind of get a little bit closed off. And sometimes, depending on what you're struggling with, and again, depending on the person, after a while you might feel as though your worries and your thoughts and your energy is too much of a burden to anybody who's around you, so then you begin to push away. Although that person may be pushing away, it may be best to maybe plan something where you can actually just be there, like not to talk or anything, not to actually like do anything, but literally like physically be there, like be in the same room, be in the same space, take up the same space, because there's nothing worse than struggling mentally and being or feeling really, really lonely. Actually, even if there's people around you, you can tend to feel lonely and alone. So it's better to at least have a presence there and have somebody making the effort to be there for you. So that is my very, very first suggestion, and honestly one of the most important ones, especially if the person that is struggling with depression, because it's tough. To say the least, it's really, 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 really hard. And along those lines, along the concept of depression, the worst thing that you can do for somebody that is feeling depressed is to say like the cliche statements like, there's so much that you have to live for, and it's not going to be fair to anybody else if you were to, do something. If you're not taking care of yourself, how do you think other people feel? Like, it just feels, or even saying stuff like, oh, other people are in worse conditions. Like, that is just not helping at all. Even if you have like anxiety or like all these kinds of things, like I get it, it's an affirmation and you're trying, but those kinds of things just do not help because it just makes you feel worse. Like, I've been in that place so many times. Like, if somebody is telling me these kind of things, it's just like I feel like 10 times worse, because I'm not trying to feel this way. I just do. You know what I mean? Like, if I can choose how to feel, like if I can choose to just stand up right now and shake this off, I would. But literally, like my thoughts are eating at me. Like, I literally cannot like stop thinking about these things. And granted, we can all be mentally strong, and I have my moments. Like I'm actually very, very strong mentally. However, the moments where I feel super duper anxious, where it's just like straight tunnel vision, I can't think about anything else. I'm trying my hardest to not think about this thing, but I'm trying not to get emotional, but I'm trying my hardest not to think negatively and not to think about this specific thing that's stressing me out. But it's so hard to like really not, you know what I mean? So it just feels really bad when you like think about, like being a burden to somebody and feeling like, oh, but other people have it worse and maybe I shouldn't be feeling like this, because you already know you don't want to be feeling like this. You already know that maybe you are blessed with a lot of things, but you still feel really shitty because of whatever reason. So going along with the second suggestion that, as I said, when someone is struggling mentally, it's really easy to project. It's really easy to think, like, because you're already in like a negative kind of space, it's really easy for those around you to start to feel that and then to start to take things personally. And the best thing that you can do is just not take anything personally and just remember, just, it's hard because we are all humans, and if somebody says something that we don't like, or if somebody does something that we don't like, then it's really hard to see past it. I'm not saying allow disrespect and stuff like that. Of course, take care of your energy as well. But if somebody's struggling mentally, it's really important to not take things personally, because they're just not being their best selves right now. And if you know this person, you know that they have a lot of, like, they have way better days in the moment that they're having right now than the day that they're having right now. So that's one of the most important things to remember, is that they are not their mental health. Know the symptoms of how they're behaving, and when you see somebody like going through, like, I can easily spot anxiety because I get anxiety. So when somebody's like lashing out and I just think, like, I just see that it's anxiety, I just know to just relax, like, just kind of step back and be like, okay, this is not about me, and try to help them as best as I can, because I know their position, you know. But I know that some people maybe don't experience it on that high of a level, and then they're just like, well, why are you lashing out at me? Like, don't do that. But it's really important to realize that it's nothing personal, especially when you're in that realm, especially if you're like, yeah, if you're in that space, just don't take it personal. Another thing that you definitely want to do is make sure that you are listening to them if they need somebody to vent to, and make sure that you're validating their feelings, because even if you don't know the feeling, like, let's say they just think the worst things, they just think that life is just whatever, like, you know, I don't want to throw out negative thoughts and stuff like that, but you guys know if somebody is being really, really negative and you just can't, because you're not that type of person, and you see things in a different light and stuff like that, even if you disagree with the things that they're saying, just be sure to validate their feelings, because it's how they feel. It's really like not your place to tell somebody how to feel. And when it comes to struggling with your mental health, whenever you are having those kinds of episodes, your feelings are valid, because a lot of the times, most of the time, if not all the time, you're not in full control at that moment. Your mind is just on 100. It's not even your mind right now. It's just going all over the place. And so it's really, really important to validate their feelings and make sure you are trying your best to understand what they're going through. And also along those lines, just keep an open heart and empathize with them. Understand where they may be coming from. I understand that in this day and age, it's so hard for some people to empathize with one another, but literally sometimes we have to, like, not look at them as, like, not look at anybody as like our loved ones or our friends. It's like, no, I know them, they're just doing this. Sometimes we have to just see that they're a human being that's literally struggling. So the last two suggestions and the last two things that I really want to tell you guys or talk to you guys about is that, one, you can't rush someone to feel better. If they're having a breakdown of whatever sorts, you can't rush somebody to automatically feel like they should get on with something. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't rush somebody, because there is no length of time that's like perfect for somebody to heal from something, or just in general, there's no specific time slot or anything for somebody to just start feeling better, especially when it has to do with your mental health. Like, for me personally, it honestly, it goes up and down. Like, today I'll feel amazing, or today I'll feel kind of shaky, like, I don't know, I just feel kind of like I'm not even, you know, whatever. And then tomorrow I wake up the complete opposite, or I'll have a couple of days where it's just like I can't, like, physically do things. I literally just want to lay down. And then out of nowhere, I feel fine. You know what I mean? So there's no specific time. There's no timetable for anybody to, okay, you're gonna feel good today, but tomorrow we have to get back at it. Like, you can't do that to anybody that's struggling mentally, because that's not how it works. And also, that does not help at all. Lastly, what I want to tell you guys, and I know this is a quick video, but lastly, what I want to tell you guys is to understand that it's not your responsibility at all to make sure that whoever it is that you're trying to help is okay. Don't feel guilty It's not anything that you're doing. It's not anything that you could be doing to make the situation better. It literally is nobody's fault why somebody is struggling mentally. You're not failing them in any way. It's literally not about anybody around them. It's literally like not. It's something that is an internal fight, and you can be there and you can support and you can just be there and support. That's the best thing that you can do for anybody struggling mentally. The best thing that you can do is just try to get them professional help if you can. You can look for those sources for them, but it's not to say that they would even like that. Some people don't want the help, you know, and some people want to try to get through it themselves. And everybody moves at their own pace. And if somebody is struggling mentally around you, the most important thing to understand is that it's gonna happen at their own pace. But yeah, it's an internal fight. It's a personal thing. It's something that we ourselves have to help heal, and we can do it with professional help, or we can do it on our own with those with the support from those around us. Yeah, that's the best thing that I can say. I mean, if you have any other tips for anybody to be there for somebody that's struggling mentally, leave them down below. I don't have much to say when it comes to that because there's not much to do. Like, it's literally the person and their mind. Like, it's literally your own fight. And that's why sometimes it can get lonely, because sometimes it doesn't matter what the person on the outside does. You know what I mean? But if you're just there and being attentive as best as you can, then that's enough. For some people, you can actually ask them what you can do to make them feel better. Is there anything that you can do to help them feel better? And some people are, you know, it depends. Sometimes, even for myself, and I can only speak for myself, but sometimes when you're anxious or feeling depressed or something, it's not always at the same level. Like, sometimes it's just a little bit. It's just like just a little bit, so I'm able to communicate a little bit more on what might help me. Or on other days I'm just like, no, nothing. It's just nothing. Like, you know, it's like nothing can help me right now. I just have to go through the day. I have to go through the motions. I hope this video helped you guys. I know this is such a sensitive topic, and it's really hard to, you want to help your loved ones and friends, and yeah, you want to be there for them, and it is difficult, but it's difficult for those that are struggling as well. They, trust me, they want to be better, they want to do better, and they don't want to feel like a burden to you. So I hope this video helped, and I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are feeling great. It's May. It's still May, right? Yep, it's still May. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!